Hey, it's Winter. I cadged a bunch of conspiracy recordings from T-Bone's files, and he's gonna throw a strop if they get out before his death. So guess what I'm doing? Yeah. Too bad they're busted. Something about a faulty blurb fly. Whatever.
Turned into 50 caliber, silenced rounds coming through and jumping onto shadow boxes and, implosion cannons and crazy shadow tech. Things got super crazy, super loud. And what had to happen, not necessarily for the cops, but more and more people were showing up, is the RYWs, the Royal Yeoman Warders, the undercover, the gent with the hat there that you'd met before, who calls himself Mutcliffe, had showed up as well with another vehicle. Everybody piled in. They took the lorry with the implosion cannon on the back as well, and drove it back to the Withy Grove stores, again, which is a uh, which is next to that, which is the headquarters. So it's been 24 hours at this point. Everybody's up in stats. Everybody has been doing something over the last 24 hours. Most, a lot of you are recuperating, some of you differently. So that's what we'll start with right now. 24 hours later, it's raining hard outside. It's midday, but the thunder and lightning flashes from outside these broken windows are, pretty intense. It's cold, that bone-chilling kind of cold. And again, you guys are on the docks there on the Manchester Canal, right there in the sea. So, what in any particular order is fine. But what is your PC's name? Remind us mode of being again, what you are genetically, and what you look like and what you've done over the last 24 hours.
I can go first.
Hit it.
I'm playing T-Bone the Disco Spider, Dogman Vurt, Devil's Deeper. I am over 7.5 feet tall, lanky, long limbs, and I have eight eyes. I think that's what I said. And I usually wear a big helmet that covers it up, a spherical helmet. I am going to say,
gentlemen,
as the only person here who can speak with our friend Zamane, I'm probably been asking him in dog what the hell happened, why he was sitting in a corner whining and pissed himself and everything. Unless Mutcliffe is also kind of curious, in which case he can help me actually speaking Portuguese.
That's right. And remind us, you can, because of the dog genetics and you rolled for it and everything, you can get, is it
two word sentences. So what happened is probably a good one to start with.
Sure. Perfect.
Fuck, it could be another one.
Yep.
Dude, what? And the third one. So along that way, I can kind of try to figure out what happened.
Got it. And Zamane is the friendly Roboman dog from Campaulo, who again is part of this whole mix-up. There's information incoming there, but yeah, it makes sense. And were you hurt last time?
Oh yeah, no. I used my Mancunian jiu-jitsu.
That's right. Yes.
To not get hurt.
Yes, perfect. Okay, great. Okay, next we have.
Howdy, I'm Buzz Diptera. I look like a big damn fly. How are you? So Buzz is a RoboVert math magician who controls blurbs. He didn't take any damage last session, but I did lose. Hang on. Sorry, I had to find a hat just so I could take it off. I did lose Sheila.
Oh,
blurb of my love. But so I spent the last 24 hours building a new blurb from scratch pieces I had and whatever I could salvage from the vacuum machine controller and the shadow boxes that we found last session. So I have a new, and I'm just going to say it's the it has to be a level 1. So I'm just going to choose the Nat
Yeah.
The level 1 that can fly around. So hopefully I'll be able to figure out how to get some optics in there so I can see through it if I wasn't able to do that already, but I will leave that up to the GM's discretion.
Well, again, the idea of what looks like a giant mechanical fly building a small mechanical fly is lovely.
Big Ed, you should have seen what me and Sheila got up to when you all went looking.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. No XP for you. No. Yeah, it's that again.
Do we need an X card? Because that's.
Yes, it's the pink feather. You hold it up. You're just like, nope, we've reached the end, sir, sir or madam. No, no, it's perfect. Again, the idea that you look like a blurb fly that's just overgrown. So for a lot of people, every time you pass, they've got to be thinking, "What? I've never seen a blurb fly that huge." And
I do try and play that to my advantage. Although the gold scarab medallion around the neck might throw some people off. But
nice.
More
Okay.
Whoopie burgers.
Nice. So let's say that you're just going to be, because you had the blurb fly parts with you, so you don't need to like go out to a shop and things like that. And only one of the shadow boxes went down, the other one zipped off. And so you're just about ready to hit the on switch when we come up here to finally finish this.
After we get through introductions, I'd like to ask if I could possibly make a roll with my blurb construction and maintenance skill to try and see if I could adapt anything from the shadow box. But
definitely. No, that's perfect. That'll be great to start with. Okay, next we have.
I'm playing Mr. Josiah Wagner, Finn to his friends, which no one in this group is allowed to call him. He is a Shadow Man Vurt speaker who is a lucky bleeder. He's basically a complex con artist, working corporate angles and doing motivational speaking to ensure that synergies operate across the entire corporate structure, a new paradigm which will facilitate, obviously, higher productivity across the wanted masses. I've been spending the last 24 hours on a phone call trying to arrange my last gig because I'm fairly convinced that this group of ne'er-do-wells will die within the next 24 to 48 hours, and I want to make sure that I've got something to do after I run away.
You ain't lying.
Nice. And as dapper as you are, or as you sound, and as you were, understand that your clothes are absolutely ruined. All of you guys. You guys are all wearing hand-me-downs because they're vase covered. That doesn't come out. And right now you're wearing a Manchester University Banana Slugs t-shirt there. Yeah.
In fact, I would say that Josiah is so embarrassed by his appearance that he's allowed his shadow effects, which normally sort of frame his face, to sort of creep up and hide like who he is. It's almost like this sort of weird mask, just foggy. Like if you're looking at him, he looks a little blurry.
You should make yourself a shadow frock coat and hat.
I'd have to make him roll for that. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And so over the last 24 hours, you got hurt, I believe.
Yeah, I got a little damage.
A little bit, yeah.
Not much, but enough.
Yeah.
My heroics last session were not without their penalties.
Yeah, but again, all the slip and sliding, punching.
Your heroics? I only remember the running.
I ran, but then I also did some like slip and slide judo.
Yeah.
Judo.
Yep. Yeah, that's like
judo. That judo that you do so well.
Kung Do. Yes. Perfect. And okay. Next we have. The Robo Man Shads.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Come on, we'll have a silence off for who has to go.
Who gets to go first, Tweedledee or Tweedledum?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can tell you that Engil is a Robo-Man Shed warrior who plugs in, who has spent most of the past 24 hours tearing out the lining of his coat and like tying it around his chest, probably. There's been a lot of grinding of teeth. He's probably spent a lot of it like kind of in a corner with like a napalm filter that's just like the filter and like just ash the entire rest of the lake.
Yeah, I can dig that.
So there's like smoke from the cigarette, smoke coming from him, and like smoke from like inside his jacket that keeps pouring out. Well, he keeps grinding his teeth with this like pale blue feather in his mouth, going.
That's right, Pop. That's right.
I do also have a bunch of Josh Roshnash's haze left over that I would gladly donate to the guy in pain.
Oh, yeah. I'll take it. I'm going to need it.
Yeah, true. We should also remind people that Engel's rib broke, punctured a lung, and then popped out the torso, which is why you're leaking from time to time.
Yeah.
Period.
There's like a little.
Yep, and that's a permanent injury, which means that mechanically that you can run for 1 round, no problem. You get to that second round, you are not running at all unless you push yourself to the point of something desperate. But you can still post up.
That's why I'm supposed to plug in.
Yeah, true.
I'm not supposed to be running. I'm supposed to be behind the wheel of something.
Lucky you, yeah. Although that was very heroic, and it was certainly worth it as far as the adventure.
It was great until I got shot. Yeah.
Yes, true. 50 cal.
The classic story.
It was great until I got shot. The classic story.
I say about high school.
Yeah, true. Oh. Now you have another Roboman Shad. We have
Winter and July, a Roboman Shad explorer who tracks marks. She's a bounty hunter. Mm-hmm. She got sucked into the what did you call it? It was the
implosion cannon.
Implosion cannon. Mm-hmm. Last time, and her arm got jammed in and broke. So she spent the last 24 hours, really leaning on that robo half of her part, and basically like just using her mono blade to like cut it off more. Mm-hmm. She can repair it. So thanks for that haze, man.
Mm-hmm. True.
God damn it! Not again. Has been like one-handedly like repairing it, like with their. Look.
I'm also willing to
tendrils coming out to like pull them back together and help the electronics match back up to repair her arm again.
Yeah, those 3 modes of being, those genetics, in addition to, again, being quite antisocial, to say the very least, the mind side, the body genetics of Roboman Shad is built for just absolute optimal killing. Those 3, Robo, Man, and then the Shadow as well, makes it probably one of the optimal badass builds there in that sense. But again, as you can see, even that mind frame can get you into some pretty wild situations where what happened last time. So
I'd also like to point out I don't have any healing, but I do have hedge maths that allow me to mend objects. So as far as armor, clothing, that kind of thing, I can definitely help mend whatever I can. I don't know how helpful that would be in helping you heal.
I didn't actually get Vaz all over myself because I wasn't slipping and sliding all over things.
True. This is true.
So
then
I have my original clothes.
You're not wearing the
they're bloody, but that's normal.
Banana slugs.
Actually, could I use hedge maths to de-Vaz clothing?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's more fun.
Hold on.
Take away all my GM fun? No.
No. Page 09 says no. Rules has
written. I got XP for that?
Yes. Nice. Cool.
I actually did get that.
GM intrusion. When you try, it makes the clothes worse.
Yes.
Whose clothes did you just ruin? Give them the other XP.
Yeah. Every time you sit, you have a 50% chance of slipping right out that chair. Okay, so let's roll. Let's do these initial rolls as we're starting up, and then we'll get into exactly what's happening. Pete, you were going to have a roll for adapting.
Yeah, my blurb fly construction, in which I had specialized to adapt whatever I could on the shadow boxes or something to hopefully create a module to improve the blurb fly from a standard level 1.
Okay. So yes, let's do that. Let's also say that that a 1 on this,
Rex
it's
Blurfly?
Rexable. I was gonna say it's back to square one with and nothing salvageable. It'll pop before it comes to life. So
Nope.
so don't roll a 1
I'll roll one.
and hope to roll a 19 or 20.
I rolled a 2.
Okay. Well, okay, good. Well, yes. So
I just rolled that on the Cypher streamer. Can you guys see that, or is that?
Oh, I mean,
yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
Just making
Great.
sure.
Great. Perfect. Okay. So yes, you tell us what happens as this thing comes to life, actually.
Oh, as the Blurfly comes to life, I thought you were gonna have me narrate the. Oh, there it is! There it is! There it is! Ah, crap! I messed it up. That was me trying to get something out of the shadow box. But as Betty rises from the table as I initialize her.
Of course.
All right, Betty. Your big sister will be missed, but you'll be okay.
Betty. Yeah, I can dig it. So
And
Betty looks like
she's
a
even
gnat.
smaller because Sheila was fairly big. So Betty is fairly small. It's
Mhm.
just a level 1. So
Gnat.
I assume, like, not much bigger than the iPhone, but I'm
Mhm.
only about that big anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
you used it not size.
Yeah. Right. And who else was? Let's see. Someone else was going to roll. Was there a roll that someone else had to make, or no?
It's recovery for Mike, or
Oh no, we're going to say that we've taken enough of those rolls to roll so you'll roll as many recovery rolls as you can. I don't know.
I mean, they
After
refresh
24 hours,
after 24 hours anyway, so.
they would refresh. You already have the permanent injury. You're fine. Well, you're not fine, but sorry.
oh, good.
Yeah.
You got a limp.
I've got
Yeah.
my points. That's the problem. Yeah.
Which again, now you have even more reason to make people not run away from you, to scare them so badly that they don't run. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I have one human shoulder and one like mangled looking robot shoulder now. Because I didn't have, it's really hard to do one-handed.
Mm-hmm. We're also going to say that I should mention Born to Crawl, who had slipped, who's the paramilitary camo clad dude who flew into slipped into that thing and got it closed on him, was left behind. Hopefully someone, their backup came and cut him out. That's not the end of the world. That's doable. If they have shadow boxes, they have it.
I would hope that he would have suffocated in there by now.
Yeah, well, Born to Crawl, he asked for it. Now, the other, remind me again, the gal with the goggles. You guys had her, you took the goggles from her.
Yeah, we took her hostage, didn't we?
She went
Yes.
in.
I've got the goggles.
I didn't say Jack's got
I'm
the goggles.
figuring out what those goggles are.
Right. The implosion cannon is being looked over by the YWs, the undercover, of course. You're back into, a safe, the safe house there. And, there's, let's say there's 3 of them there. You haven't seen them before. They wave, that's about it, but they're absolutely pouring over this implosion cannon, which none of you guys have ever seen before, and from the look on their faces, they haven't either. So this is some heavy shadow tech. Okay.
Slightly broken.
Yes, true, but at least fixable. It didn't explode. Perfect. Let's see. So you guys had gone to. This is another safe house because again, across the street was where the ambush had happened. And the gal in camos here is not talking whatsoever. And Mudcliffe comes over to you and exasperated. He's kind of asking for you guys for a little bit of help, about can someone please speak to them?
I was going to say, if he's trying to get information out of her, I'm pretty sure between Winter and Engel, we can get information out of her.
I don't doubt it. In fact, especially the two of you guys. Yeah, in fact, let's do that to see. Obviously, it's intimidating, but let's see how intimidating. So one of you guys roll, but I'll give an asset for the two of you guys standing next to
Somebody say intimidation.
Right. So, yeah. So let's have actually,
I think
you guys
Winter
can
might be the
choose
one
roll.
who's more likely to actually go ahead and do
Because
it.
she can, okay, cool. Because she can breathe and control her breath a little bit better.
Well,
at
and
this
just in
point.
general, she's like, Winter's gone that way before in previous sessions.
Truth.
I don't want to
Okay.
tell you about your own character or anything. But
Okay, so let's have a roll of you guys. And now she's at this point, she's sitting on a chair. She's not tied up. There's enough people around. Mutcliffe is there. There's the other three there, and they look, just pretty big, and certainly like they're carrying something under their clothing, and they probably are armed. Again, this is Liverpool. This is not Manchester anymore. So as you guys approach, she looks up at you guys, and she shakes her head like this, and she goes,
All right.
yes,
Well,
good
she's
luck with
just
that.
literally watched me cut my own arm off and sew it back eventually. And so
she's pretty badass, not gonna lie.
I start flipping my mono blade around in my hand. And
Yikes.
I'm like, so you want me to cut your lips off? Is that what this is?
Nice. You know what? Do a regular speed roll. You're flipping your mono blade around. Don't roll a 1, just for fun, or roll a 19 or 20, and let's add another asset to this.
All right, let's see. Roll
Just regular.
D20.
Again, flipping a mono blade.
Aha, I got a 19.
Excellent. Okay. Well, let's add another asset. So you tell me, but it's like the triple gainer. It flips and twists and lands perfectly there.
Yeah, I catch it by the flat of the blade.
Oh, better. Good. Okay, so you have that. Are you even needing to say anything, or do you just want to? She's not saying anything until you roll, but she's not saying anything until you make your move. But you've said a lot with your blade already. What are you gonna ask her there, or how do you want to?
I forgot what we need to ask her.
Yeah. Well,
have we found out who the hell these weird paramilitary people are at all yet?
So they just randomly ambushed us. They have this shadow tech. We don't know who they're working for.
Correct.
Or why they even know about us, that kind of thing. Okay.
And they know about the Royal Yeoman Warders who are undercover. But again, you guys are consultants outside, so you don't have the undercover badge. You guys are not Yeoman Warders of King Jazz in Manchester, but you guys work directly with, and obviously Mutcliffe was expecting you guys, and so was Zemane a little bit, even though we expected you guys to all speak only Portuguese, which you guys will get to the bottom of in just a second.
All right, so she looks, she flips the mono blade around, catches it perfectly, with her hand underneath it, so it would have stabbed her if she wouldn't have caught it.
Awesome.
And she looks at this woman with no more goggles, and she says, so, do you want to talk to us? And she looks at Angel. Or do you want to talk to him? And she nods over at Josiah.
Nice. So roll for your badass intimidation with 3 assets. Shit, that's great.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 6 or above.
And that's including my training in intimidation, threats, or inflicting pain through torture, I assume.
Oh, another one then. Don't roll a 1 or a 2.
15.
Excellent. Okay. Wow, you dropped that from challenging to forgettable as far as difficulty goes. Okay. Well, listen, she's in a bad spot. She doesn't have the upper hand. So she she points to her mouth like this, and then she opens her mouth. At that point, you see she has no tongue. That it's either been surgically removed or she was maybe perhaps born without or something. She has no tongue in the back.
So they've gotten ahead of themselves.
It's okay. We can still work with that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They have teeth.
You think that Mudcliff would have figured this out in 24 hours?
Yeah. Mudcliff, again, he's wearing a bowler hat, but he's not as not as all-knowing. Again, he also can't quite figure out why you guys don't speak Portuguese. But
wait, hold on. Telepathy.
Yeah. Okay.
If I make a blurb like the tongue-eating fish louse that replaces their tongue.
Yeah, dude. Oh no, I've seen that article.
I say with my telepathy, they cut out your tongue. Did they cut out your brain?
Nice. Again, she's pure human. She's not willing to let you in, so you can roll for it, which can do an intellect roll, or unless you have something specific that has to do with. She does actually.
I'm relying on my intimidation here.
Yeah. Well, she's okay. So she's intimidated. Let's say she points over at the the engineers or whatever they are, the undercover working on it, and they're scribbling notes and everything, and she asks for a piece of paper. Obviously she does. They come over, one of them sees it, they understand, at least this person is like, oh, okay, and he goes over, gives her a piece of paper and a pencil, and she starts drawing. And she draws, she's at it, she's making sure she has her details. There's something, she's over it, you guys get to look, and she kind of covers it, and she's going like this, and she's really getting into that. And after about 10 minutes, let's see, this is the image that you see. After about 10 minutes, she hands this over to you. She has her head down. She knows she's beaten. And you see a hand-drawn map. This map here is, again, it looks, it's real. She's actually quite a decent artist, especially under these circumstances, I suppose. And you can see that there's this is two levels. There's a ground level, and then there's something where there's a staircase that goes down to a lower level that's underground that doesn't have an entrance, as you can see. And then there's also even something going to a lower level. But that's what she draws out. And then she looks up at you and does this. And then she starts marking, not permanently, but pointing out on the map with the pencil where these 15, that's what you're expecting, people are. In other words, she's pointing out where the guards are, probably, you can tell. She's doing everything she can. She doesn't know much more than that, but that's what it is. And then she writes up in the corner, she writes HQ and scribbles a small address. That address is less than a mile away, further away from the docks, closer towards Liverpool Center. And it's still the industrial area. But you now know, with this, you have a map of whatever this paramilitary organization with these camos or whatever, their headquarters is here. Here's the basic layout. There's 15 guards, more or less, and they could be here, or whatever. You guys will know when you get there, where she pointed. And that's where you guys are at. Mudcliff at this point is poring over it, and he's going back and forth, and he's putting in his PDF, his blue feather to call ahead and to check with headquarters and back, and he's in planning mode. So what about you guys?
I'm going to be Josiah's fiddling with the goggles that he stole from a woman. He's trying to figure out what it is they do. So he's investigating them. He's trying to get a sense of what these things are, what are their capabilities, whether or not he should keep them.
Winter takes your shoulder and points you toward the blank wall.
Yeah. Keep those
before that,
shut,
he's just
Cyclops.
looking around the whole room, just like tapping things.
Yeah.
How
Nice.
blinking
Why
lights.
would the water come out of this hose?
Yeah, roll for whether it's a basic intellect roll or
I'll do an intellect roll. I have no mechanical abilities. I'm going to spend a little bit of effort on this one.
sure.
We'll do that.
So intimidating,
And I'm going to
challenging.
roll.
So one effort.
I got a
15 or
17.
above. Okay, perfect. It was 15 or above. Yes. Okay. You can figure out. They're very simple, but you can figure out they do not fire. It doesn't show up, like there's no target that shows up until you actually put them on. So if you're looking away from them, you can't, it's just a black screen, but as soon as they're on, you can actually see through. It does make everything look green, greens everything out. Probably works well in low light as well. But it's some pretty good detail. You can see at that point that if you can see how to fire it. Would you like to fire it?
No.
Says the GM like this.
No, I would not. I think that's a trap.
Yes. Okay. Good for you. Yes. You guys have played with me before. Yes. You know how it works. You know that you can make it fire when you need to. And to be honest, Mutcliffe and the others are so concerned with this implosion cannon, trying to fix it so they can figure out exactly how this thing worked, that, to be honest, they haven't really noticed it. And if you want to bring it up to their attention, you can, but it's in your pocket. Okay. Banana slugs. And then
one other thing while this is going on, I think Josiah would be doing is this clothing situation is deeply unacceptable.
Yes. Yes.
Are there? I'm assuming we're in Manchester proper. There's has to be an assortment of courier services, some type of on-demand clothing organization that I might have. Let's say, I think Josiah would have a tailor that had he would have a tailor. He would have some suits that were made. He's going to pay for them. He's got some type of credit account. He's going to be using his PDF to locate and get himself proper clothing. As well as he needs to replenish his business cards. He's given out about 10 so far, and he knows those would be necessary.
Mm-hmm. The minute you even try to reach those services from Liverpool, it automatically gives an out of range.
Crap, we're in Liverpool.
Range. Yep. Oh, you are so far from a tailor.
I'm trying.
Although Mutcliffe overhears you talking, grumbling. He's got his bowler hat. He's looking pretty fierce. He's doing his thing, and he says, I'd be happy to lend you a suit. I'm terribly sorry about that. Terribly sorry.
Are me and Mutcliffe even close to the same size?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say you guys are both normal. I mean, you guys aren't like hulking or super tiny at all. You just kind of, he's a pure human. Although you guys have noticed, he seems to wiggle his butt when he's happy. And you caught him a couple times kind of going and looking around to make sure nobody saw, and then yes, of course, quite. It's pretty clear.
Dog men.
Yes, exactly. It's quite clear that's exactly what's happening. He does have the outward appearance of a pure human, but he's he's a proper human. No, he's pure.
He's got some interesting behavioral traits. Okay.
True. Especially those of you with dog genetics are going, come on, dude.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
I'm the only one here that can tell then.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you're probably.
I would appreciate the suit, good man. As you know, Man's appearance helps his stature.
Yeah,
Perfect.
exactly.
These rags are unacceptable.
He snaps like this. One of the other RYWs, that doesn't roll off the tongue, does it? Anyway, comes over. He talks to him. He mentions that guy goes out of the safe house, and presumably he's going to be coming back with some real duds. And you're hoping again. Mutcliffe is pretty well dressed. Yes, that is that. Now, as far as let's do this last bit before we get out into
that
the
guy to
adventure.
go out and get me blurb modules.
Can we cover Zemane?
I was going to say that's the final thing is to figure out why yes, you have two sentences. So at this point, Zemane again is just now getting back into the point where he's talking. He's been so terrified. He's literally been peeing himself every time the lightning goes out. Goes off outside in the thunder. He's a dog as well. That's no one. Yeah.
Someone get us one a thunder shirt.
I was gonna say we get him a thunder shirt.
Yeah.
We're all same wave here.
Yeah, but as you guys remember, something scared the living, piss out of him several occasions at the firefight yesterday. So, in addition to being scared out of his mind, he's shaking like this, but he's finally able to talk, and he says, I'm not going to do it every time, but through all of this barking and him really like trying to gesticulate and talking louder as if that helps, what you get out of it from just the basic level of understanding is so sorry. So sorry. So sorry.
Does he have anything to be sorry for?
I'm going to keep asking what happened. Like,
so what happened? That works. Okay. Let's see. Surprise bad. Surprise bad. Surprise bad.
Well, no one likes surprises.
Ask him if he knew. Did he know?
Why would we ask him if he says this is because of a surprise?
Yeah, was it our surprise or his?
At this point, he tries again to talk to you guys in Portuguese. Nossa, eu estava pensando que você estava falando português.
Good God, man.
What's he saying?
What surprise?
Woof, woof, woof.
What surprise? 2 words.
What surprise? Okay, perfect.
And a question mark.
This is a camo people. Camo people.
Right.
Camo people.
Are you
Camouflage.
okay? How do I ask him if he's a spy that's actually afraid of surprises? Because that's a shitty spy.
Fit that into 2 words, and I'll let you do whatever you want.
Say know them.
I think that's it. Shitty spy?
I go with know them ? For $50, Alex.
I'm gonna say yeah. Okay. And at this point, he says, "Bad surprise, bad surprise." So there was surprise bad, and now this is bad surprise. Because yes, in other words, yeah, he does know them.
I'm gonna get Paul Mutcliffe in here, and I'm gonna whisper to him. I'm gonna say, I'll not mention your habit of wagging. You help me out here.
You pulled it, didn't you? Okay. You pulled the mode card. Here we go. You ready for this?
Yes.
He sees it. He hears that, and he leans in, and he says, "I would appreciate your discretion on this, if you would, please."
Well, we're nothing but discreet, good man. What you got?
No, you didn't hear this.
He's like, who? He looks over. He's like, what? Who? What? Yeah. Yeah.
Discretion for, we can do that as long as you keep working with us.
Okay. At this point, Mutcliffe says, he turns now to all of you. He says, I have not met any of you before, obviously. I have not met this gentleman either. Pointing over to Zemane, the Robo-Dog Man. I was expecting a group called the Consultants, and you have arrived, but the Consultants are a group from Sao Paulo. You do not seem like you have a Portuguese accent.
You are correct. But we're on the part where this man kind of just became useless when we got attacked. That's what we're facing right now.
Oh yes, he's had several run-ins with this group before, is what he's told me. But I can't quite understand how he could. He's been to Liverpool several times, back and forth to Manchester and Liverpool. It's part of the job. It's part of why the Consultants were hired, as far as I understand. So why don't you speak Portuguese? Why did Josh Vrashuash not tell me anything?
I
You mean
don't.
the guy who got totally blitzed out of his brains and knocked his head over?
He doesn't seem like a very good communicator.
Yeah, he was drunk the whole time. We never actually got to talk to him.
You've not spoken with your direct superior? You've never had a conversation with your direct superior?
We only got instructions while he was passed out.
At this point, again, red flags put yourself in his shoes. Red flags have got to be going up like crazy. You've never had a conversation with it. You're supposed to be speaking Portuguese. Anybody who wants to do a persuasion thing one time, and then we'll
I'll do it.
Okay, hit it.
I'm trained in persuasion.
Chops going. Better, even better. Okay, intimidating. So this is it's challenging. You guys are friendlies.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. So your minor effect is how should we say it? He's persuaded, obviously. Okay, he says, Josh Vrashuash is, I've heard that about him, but hold on. And now he puts in the feather to clear something up, and here's your minor effect. After a little bit of him pacing back and forth and, trying to get a little more information for that, he says that, okay, he says, I think I understand what happened with the mix-up here with the Consultants. It seems that you're not the only Consultants that have been hired by the Royal Yeoman Warders. It seems also that Josh Vrashuash, it's all his fault, this mix-up in information. It also seems he was dipping into some of these confiscated goods and other problems, and he's being reprimanded at this point. But yes, we're quite this is quite embarrassing for us. We're usually much more professional than this. So yeah.
Why are we here? Do we still have a mission?
Yes, he says the mission that I was supposed to give to the other Consultants, who again I don't know where they are, neither does Zemane, but the mission I was supposed to give to them, I suppose I should be giving to you. Right now, the only person who was in charge is
speaking Portuguese a prerequisite for this mission?
No, he says, but we recruited the best, the absolute, the best 5 from Sao Paulo that we knew were friendlies to join our organization. He says it's part of our overall plan, as you almost certainly know.
Of course we know the plan. It would help if you went over it again, just so that we make sure that we're not in confusion.
Well, yes, the multi-pronged global approach to the Royal Yeoman Warders. Of course, before it was more of a Manchester thing. You know, we protected the Queen and the King, and then the Queen again, and then finally the King again. But now it's as you know, it's more of a global organization, and we're trying to do a little bit of research into what places might perhaps be more friendly to us, and you know expand our influence over because we do know how to keep things secure, and we have the funds. So takeaway from that is Royal Yeoman Warders are going global. They're expanding. Yeah, and again, this is originally a very small private security force for the royal families for the last 200 years at this point, almost, or 100, whatever it was. And now all of a sudden they're recruiting in Sao Paulo, and they're certainly in Liverpool. They're all over the place here in Liverpool. It seems like they're coming, they're going, they're flashing their badges. You guys being from Manchester and in Manchester, I mean, why would you know? There's a mess, is everything. But once you get out to really see what the reach of Manchester is, this is a pretty good example of, this would not be happening 50 years ago for sure.
It's imperialism all over again.
You got it. You got it.
So when do we get to meet Q? Gives us all the gadgets.
Yeah, Q. He says the gadgets is part of what supposedly what we're looking for. This group that we were surveilling, and it looks like they trailed our trail back to us, are involved in some very interesting shadow tech R&D. They're about a mile from here. We've been watching them for quite a while, but we didn't realize that they had been watching us. There are rumored to be quite a few new items that no one has seen before in there, and we would like to get our hands on it to perhaps again research and develop. And at this point, you look back over to the two engineers, and they are just, you can see all the plans of send it here, and then we're going to send it to our Campaulo office, and we're going to send it to our office in Los Angeles, and we're going to send it to our office in the city, and we're going to send it to our office in Guangzhou. All of a sudden they're like, okay, we got it, we figured this out, we're going to have implosion cannons, guys, we got it. And they're looking at you guys, and you get the thumbs up, and you guys are heroes. Good for you guys. You must feel good about yourselves.
Yes,
bonus time.
We are on the right side of the law.
Actually,
paving the way for global regime change. Yes.
Yep, you're part of the imperialistic expansion. So
we are. You're employed by the king.
The sun will never set on the Mancunian Empire.
Yeah. So yes, as the other Royal Yeoman Warder.
Boomers are already
Yeah, too bad. That comes back in, and he has an outfit for you there, and he has Mutcliffe's outfit. It's green plaid. It's a 3-piece suit, green plaid with a bright yellow tie and a flowery blue shirt, matching bowler hat, and even shoes that are just super shiny. I mean, this looks like something.
If we take a few minutes before we leave, can paint target directly on back for you.
Yeah. And no one here's from Liverpool or has ever been to Liverpool, or
I might have.
Characters.
I'm a bounty hunter.
Liverpool is a place.
Exactly. Yeah, outside of Manchester. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you may have heard about it, but yeah, unless you have real world. Does someone have real world history or?
I do.
Hit it.
And navigating the real world.
How about real world history? Just 9 or above, unless you want to use
16.
Excellent. You remember, and you remind the group, Guys, this is actually how most people dress in Liverpool. Again, you guys have just got to the docks and you've seen people in camos and one guy dressed extra dapper. They do dress like this with the pinstripes, looking a little bit more like, somebody.
Well, I appreciate the effort. The bowler hat's not quite my style, but I'll take the rest. And Josiah will. Two things happen. Josiah uses his shadow effects to sort of cover his body so you can't see his junk. And he just sort of slips into the suit.
The equivalent of putting the towel.
Buttons it up. He's gonna make this, tuck and slight adjustments, get everything right, roll the sleeves up to where he likes them. I'm assuming like it fits, but not quite, which is kind of disappointing. And it's going to be a little too big. Josiah's got a small frame, so you're going to see him sort of like, because he likes that nice, perfect. He pulls it and he sort of takes the back and sort of bunches it up and just sort of clips it so it looks good. So long as I don't turn around, this will be quite well. Thank you, sir. Thank you, of course.
He's going to do like the Daisy Duke
and
knot.
puts it on, and somehow makes it look menacing.
Yeah. So you guys
mirror images, you and I. Hey, mirror images, yes.
Quite.
He thinks you look fantastic. Again, Mutcliffe there, and Mutcliffe is also, from the accent, is also from Manchester, but it's pretty clear he's been at least living in Liverpool for quite a while. But his accent is Mancunian.
He'll fit right in.
If you couldn't tell from my perfect, Mancunian accent. Perfect. So
just saying Laurie doesn't count.
It does. If you say it several times, you have to say it several times, and people will be like, "Is that guy British? He might be British." Every time I say behavior, you can imagine the U.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't hear it, but there's a U when I say color.
Exactly. Neighborhood.
You guys are all yanking my chain.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, again, remember, there's an entire district of Manchester called Yankton, where everybody speaks in fake American accents because it's the style. So
that's where we're all from.
Yeah. Again, that's far away in civilization. Right now, you guys are in Rope Walks, Liverpool, the Rope Walks district of Liverpool. So, okay. At this point, it's pretty clear that Mutcliffe has, again, he can see the address there. He knows that this is the headquarters. Everybody's kind of figured it out, and he's asking you. He says, "Well, how do you want to approach this?" And Zeymane, by the way, is with you guys as well.
That's going to make a big difference.
Oh yeah. So I asked Mutcliffe, so what's the deal with Zeymane then? Is he?
Yes. He was this particular group. He told me that he got in an altercation with them before, and he was hit with. He mentioned something about a lightning bolt of green or something. I couldn't quite get it, and it took him quite a while to recover from that. So he's pretty wary when it comes to this particular group.
Scars.
Got scars? 1, 2 question. 1, 2 words. You can ask him yourself. No. He. That's all that Mutcliffe knows, but he knows that, again, there's been a run-in that he's been told about, and he was hit with this green light of something that has made him absolutely terrified that's going to happen to him again. So, and again, remember in the firefight last time, this gal did come in shooting green and it missed you guys. You guys were ducking. He did see that. So
what did it do when it hit him? Did it just hurt?
I did not ask.
Ask.
Yeah.
He's right here.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, so he says, então, que exatamente que aconteceu quando você foi brigado? Super bad this. And then the response, they go back and forth. And then you can see Zeymane kind of shaking a little bit again. And he points down to his stomach like this, and he tries to explain. how should I say it? Mutcliffe, he seems a little embarrassed. He says, well, supposedly it caused quite a bit of severe, I shouldn't say indigestion, but an overall effect that became quite messy and prolonged and required
It
quite a
made
bit
him
of
shit himself?
rehydration.
The brown note.
The green note. But on both sides, and supposedly, in other words, it's like the worst of the worst. You need to put get fluids, like you
So
go
those
close
are
to death.
Woompy's goggles.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, the Woompy's #3 special.
Well,
will do
I'm
the
wondering,
same
has
thing.
Zamine seen Josiah testing the green blasting goggles that he has?
He didn't blast it. He
But
definitely
he
didn't blast
saw
it.
him messing with them.
Yeah, he's been staying on that side. He's certainly, as long as he doesn't, as long as he's holding it and these camo people aren't, he's scared, but at least he's not afraid that someone's gonna shoot him with the green note again. And again, I should say that it's like a flu. It's like the body reacts in a way where it's like the worst flu mixed with like the worst everything, and it is quite prolonged. It lasts weeks,
Oh.
and you have to put, again, rehydrate. You have to constantly be on fluids. It takes you out.
I'm not sure we trust Josiah to be holding on to that.
Yeah. I think it's even better, especially now that he's wearing like a green plaid suit and he's got his green goggles.
Yeah. And he's got the Montezuma's Revenge goggles.
Yeah. I guess that's one way to look at it. So again, this is shadow tech that there's no real name for it yet.
It's
But
shadow
this is
tech that no one wants.
True. Yeah. So somewhere in these goggles, there is actual shadow smoke that is reacting to circuits and stuff like that, which is what shadow tech is. It just has to have some type of the shadow in it. But yeah, this is something pretty heavy.
Do you have to have shadow genetics to use it? Or
Nope, definitely not.
Okay. It's just shadow inside as part of workings.
Shadow
Right.
genetics offer you an asset to using it.
Almost never. Unless it has to do with like something that would actually hook up to like a mind or something like that, or
Like
another
a plug-in
power.
kind of thing?
Right. But I mean, you get shadow tech grenades, shadow tech guns, doesn't matter.
Rad.
Yeah. Shadow tech, shimmy plek augmentations. I don't even know. I mean, pink feather, walk away.
I'm like, that doesn't sound as pleasant as it could be.
Right. Again, it's a non-lethal. This shadow tech thing is a non-lethal way to stop anybody in their tracks without. I mean, yeah, obviously it could kill them if they
unless they're
continue.
pure robo.
Well, give it a shot. Quite literally, you can test it. You can be part of the R&D. You're already on the.
I'm not pure robo. I've got human.
Yeah, exactly. You have to find a pure robo to do it.
Hey, where's that Italian guy? Oh, he's stuck in a Vurt.
I was going to say, yeah, he's somewhere under Takshaka's, left foot.
And now who's getting confused about which group we're playing?
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so this is the update, or this is what it is. You guys will be going into a shadow. The mission is going into this location that looks just kind of like a regular warehouse, supposedly, at least from the outside, a one-story warehouse. But obviously, as you guys now have a hand-drawn map, you can actually see, what's at least what the layout is. This is all the information you could get. Now she's going to be continued to probably get interrogated by some other Royal Yeoman Warder coming in with a notepad and playing. Couple of them playing good cop, bad cop, who knows? But in the meantime, they got her. The implosion cannon is being, now all of a sudden replicated, so they're gonna be working on that for a while. And you guys are again, you know where the headquarters of this group is. This unnamed paramilitary group that with amazing shadow tech that no one's seen. So,
has anybody actually asked to negotiate with these people? I mean, I normally am not go this way first kind of person, but
He says, we were just at the initial stages of surveillance. There was one firefight, which again, Zaymane was involved in. And then we tracked them down to a particular spot, but they tracked us back. We have not exchanged any words whatsoever. We don't even know, again, at this point, it's quite possible when you guys all think about it, whatever this group is doing, they all of a sudden realized they were being watched by the Royal Yeoman Warders, again, undercover. And there was a firefight between the two of them. Then all of a sudden they found they were being followed and they followed them back. And that's where the other firefight happened. So whether there's any right or wrong at any point here is unsure, but it is definitely something.
So I look at our hostage. I mean, they did cut out her tongue, not usually a normal business practice.
Yeah, God, these guys are.
That's not your usual first day orientation task.
Yep.
All right, you get a 15-minute break in the morning, afternoon. You get a half hour for lunch. We're going to take your tongue out now.
It's going to make orientation kind of difficult itself, too. Welcome to Jack in the Box. Take your order.
I know that, again, now that you guys are thinking back to the firefight, Born to Crawl, when he came in screaming at the top of his lungs, he wasn't saying any words. He was just making loud, bellowing sounds. Probably didn't have a tongue either. So
but if they're really into shadow stuff, maybe they're just into telepathy.
Can't wait for you guys to find out.
Maybe
I've seen a lot of cults.
Maybe we just eviscerate them. How's that?
Nice.
We just,
we cut out a lot of stuff in their mouth where their tongue used to be.
Nice. Yikes. Where are you guys strapped with? Are you guys there's no weapons here at headquarters that they have.
We're strapped with an implosion cannon. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, definitely not. They're gonna fix it, and they're gonna work on it. But what weapons do you guys have? Just out of curiosity.
Mathemagic.
Yeah, we're tier 1 Vurt characters. We have a lot of knives and cricket bats.
And one bullet in Josiah's gun.
I've got apparently some super effective poop goggles.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that Mutcliff here can get us anything?
Yeah. Did Mutcliff get some ammo?
Well, he at this point says, "Well, this is Liverpool. I should be able to find something. This isn't Manchester after all." Puts in the blue feather, the lucid blue.
And while he's asking, an optical module for my blurb, so that I can see through his eyes, if it's not standard.
That, he says, that might take a little while.
And would you say the feather market is better here or in Manchester?
I think I can answer that one.
Yeah, it depends what type of feather. Yeah, the really, really bad, the black and yellow hybrid, or the super, the unmarked, real ugly ones could be found in rope walks here.
Yeah, but who pays more?
There's definitely more money.
Can we focus on our first job first?
I have a feather to offload.
Yeah, we open up a store. Yeah, actually, you don't want to open up a store in rope walks.
I have a feather worth a lot of money, man.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not saying that out loud.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you better not. Yes, as again, he's walking around there. He's trying to get you guys hooked up. It takes a while getting weapons. He says he can do for you can have somebody meet you at the headquarters as you guys arrive to hand off some whatever he can find between now and when you guys go, and that he'll also look into an optical controller for the blurfly, although that may be very difficult, he says, at least in such short notice. And as you can tell, he's trying to kind of push you guys out the door without actually pushing you guys out, because he's, as you guys would imagine, it's been 24 hours where they could have, they could be preparing, they could be all this stuff, they could be leaving, this place may be cleared out in another 24 hours. So there's a bit of a push to get going for that. But he can have somebody meet up. Anybody? What other ciphers? Just to remind me, what ciphers do you guys have?
Very little. At this point, I've got a little bit of Vaz left. I've got an Ibotenic Blart and a Lucid Blue Feather, and that's it.
Nice. Okay.
I have I have a Janice Fontaine record, and I have the Regeneral.
Okay.
I have a mini maxi, level 6, a level 8 tube of Vaz, and a level 2 worm, wisdom undoing randomization mechanism.
Nice. That's a good one. Okay.
Somehow everything on my list is something that somebody else has already mentioned also. I've also got a worm, I've got a Janice Fontaine record, and I've got an Ibotenic Blart.
Nice. So you have two Janice Fontaine records. 2 Janice Fontaine records, different ones.
But no Limbic Splitter.
No Limbic Splitter, but hey, you can find one. And then last, what does Winter have?
I've got the Fractalized Fairy Tales Black Feather. It's an original.
Nice.
And an Unsolved Equation and Mad Dog 4040.
Perfect. Okay. So, let you, yeah?
I'll swap you the equation for the Janice Fontaine record, since I'm the math magician and would be able to use the equation better, I think. I think that's how it works.
What does the record do?
You have to find a Limbic Splitter to play it on, and then they're known to have some very, very special effects. Again, those are, they even have the portable ones. It's equivalent of like a boombox on there, except you're scratching or it has to do with the records.
Yeah, I would say more it's the value of the resale for you.
Yeah, Janice.
For me too, it's not really.
So
swap with you. Just paste the description so I can paste it in my thing.
Okay. So
I
and
never rolled for level, so I don't know what level it is.
One math magician, right? No one else is, correct? Okay. So you guys are all walking around now. You're going to be walking outside in Liverpool over your suggested cipher limit. which is totally doable. Just understand that it draws heat of some sort. In Manchester, it's often the cops, but not always. And in Liverpool, you guys are figuring out how things work here now. So it's absolute pouring rain. Again, it's less than a mile away. You can take an X cab. You can take even a black cab. There's some of those. Or you can walk, but it's pouring rain. How do you guys want to go? You don't have, there's not like another vehicle that they have other than, the lorry that they took before, and the vehicle that they came and brought you guys in, which I guess he certainly needs.
Is the sky still full of blurbs like it is in Manchester, or is it like actually walkable here?
It's walkable here. In fact, there's big pockets of like no one at all.
This is freaking me out.
Yeah, this is truly not Manchester. And again, it's almost like nighttime dark at midday with this particular storm, and you can smell the sea salt through all the sick. But at least with rain the way it is, you guys are not having to roll to see if you can just stomach the regular air. It's a nice relief, to be quite honest, for you guys to be able to walk out there. But it's 1 mile away. How do you guys want to get there? He'll lend you the car if you want, but it's a mile.
Yeah, once he mentions it, I'll just take the keys to the car.
Beautiful, done. And again, it's a simple old car. It's meant not to draw attention, undercover style. And it has a Liverpool or die bumper sticker on the back, and and FM, which you guys definitely know what that stands for. And it has a upside down inverted Manchester United symbol with scratches out of it. And, this is a I hate Manchester car. So step in, everybody. Yeah, it's a really shitty Ford Comet, basically. So you guys can drive there. Let's say you're going to do a navigation roll, but it's different than it is in Manchester, and so these are more like navigation rolls, like out in limbo, more like, so you're going to be avoiding different types of obstacles. So as you guys see, so this is just to see, does anybody, obviously there's no A to Z books that anybody has or anything that's going to help with
I mean, I have an A to Z book, but I don't. I think we established it was for the district that we started in. So
Why would anybody make an A to Z book for not Manchester?
right,
yeah. Non-Chester. Yeah, absolutely.
There's probably one A to Z book that covers like the entire rest of the planet.
I have Navigating the Real World.
Yeah, now getting there as you guys are going, and I'll make you guys roll for it as well, but or I'll make you roll for it, Mike. It seems less about constant construction and constantly changing, new everything or break, like it is Manchester, and more about trying to, getting most of the way down a street and realizing there's a pothole that's full of, you don't even want to know what, that stretches from curb to curb that you now have to back out, go and find a way around. It's in total disrepair. There's one where you actually can see live wires, electrical wires, sparking and in the rain on the street, where you have to back out again. So it's obstacles, everything. So you're going to roll for the navigation, and this is to get to the spot right near this where you're going to be meeting with whoever's bringing your weapons. So roll for it, Mike, to see. And if you want to use effort, you can as well. But
can I give him an asset with my navigation skills if I navigate with him?
And this is navigation in the real world. How does it?
Real world navigation.
Yeah, why not? You'll kind of know the basic, like, make sure that we keep, look at that particular spire because that's the one that keeps. Yeah, I'll say that. You're definitely not a local. You don't know what the streets are called, but you can at least.
But I'm just good at figuring things out.
Yeah, I'll dig. Yeah. Okay. So now down to that. Okay. Do you want to use any effort? You don't have to.
Yeah, I'll spend a level of effort on it.
All right. 12 or above.
15.
Okay, got it. You see, again, at one point you start to get chased by what look like rabid robo-dogs, and they start going and going, and the faster you guys go, the faster they are. They don't even stop. One of them even grabs onto your bumper and starts to shake it and rips off the bumper, and you guys make it through.
He grabs hold of the bumper until you slam on the brakes.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. That's actually what probably stops him at the end. And then they start fighting over that robo-dog and trying to pull the bumper, and they're fighting over the bumper now. And you're off, and you can see the foam everywhere. So they were definitely rabid. So you didn't have to deal with them, you lucky ducks. Okay, you are now, you pull up again. The rain is terrible. It's hard to see. But you can actually see that there's a person where you would expect them to be at the end of a ginnel there, wearing also this like pinstripe blue kind of cheese ball looking suit with a bowler hat, 3-piece, an ugly tie, an umbrella with a chain to his umbrella, like a wallet chain. I mean, this guy thinks he looks like everything. But he's just as, and again, it's kind of dirty looking too. So this is not, he doesn't look rich. He just looks like he's trying to be fancy. Anyway, the other people that you've passed in this last mile as well, is a lot of that. Everybody looks, that if they are out, they're trying to run from one spot to another because of the rain. But this particular person is waiting, it's getting rained on. He looks up, you can see very clearly it's a dog man. Probably about half and half mix. You can see spots, probably part Dalmatian. And he looks over at you guys. He says, "Oi, come on over here. Come on over here. Come on, come on, come on, come on." and now he opens up his trench coat. Don't worry. Opens up his trench coat, and actually inside his jacket, just like out of some really bad Vurt, some dated Vurt feather from the early 2000s. It's he actually has weapons. Yep, they're strapped in. It's like Rolexes and weapons. So each of you guys has a pistol. Again, you're from Manchester. I'd be surprised if any of you have really, well, some of you probably have, but few of you guys have held pistols regularly, and certainly haven't been given a pistol. This right here, and we'll get into what type of pistol it is. It should be a 38. I have it here. We'll get the stats in a second. But yes, they look like regular, pistols. You can see, there's file marks on different parts of it, where things have been filed off.
Totally legit pistols.
Yeah, it's definitely. In fact, they all even have why not? The little tip is painted orange to make it look like it's a fake gun. I mean, yeah, Liverpool, they don't give up. So you get these. He hands one to each of you guys. He closes up his overcoat, trench coat, buttons up, and walks off without saying a word.
What type of pistols were they?
38s. I have. I'm going to find the stats for it here.
It would be a light weapon, probably.
Yeah. No. 30. Let's see. Small caliber, light damage. No, it's medium caliber. 30. Yeah, medium caliber. So it's medium damage. It's equivalent of like a nail bat to the it'll mess you up. So these are all medium damage, 8 points each time. Each shot is 8 points. So
and this is antique technology, not flame technology.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is probably originally like, who knows, like IRA or something from 60 years ago that got smuggled to Chechnya, and they got re-smuggled to Edinburgh. I mean, who knows? But
nice.
Yeah, these weapons have been around and probably have, there's a reason that serial numbers are filed off. So you, as we kind of dim down for the intermission here, in front of you, in the rain, you can see across the way is what looks like a nondescript, rectangular, boxy, shitty warehouse. Looks like pretty much everything else, looks kind of similar in the outside that the place you just came from. There's trash all over the place, of course. You do see the occasional robo crusty kind of stagger walking across and talking to themselves, and then kind of stumbling past. It's horrible. It's a horrible place, but and they have just basic lights out front. It looks totally quiet, absolutely quiet. You can see, and from this map, which we may want to bring up again, if we could. In this map, what you're seeing is, you can tell, is the front side here. So on the map, on the left-hand side, this double door that has a keypad to get in is the entrance that you're looking at, and it goes all the way back. Obviously, you don't see it; you just see the first level here, but you guys know it goes down, and it looks pretty quiet, and I'm sure it's going to stay that way. So
it seems like what's going to happen.
Yep. So we'll take a 10-minute break, and then when we come back, you guys can go over your plan of, I don't necessarily want to say attack, but your plans. Although, and we'll and then we'll get into.
I suggested peace.
12% of a plan.
Yeah, that's better than normal. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cool. And now, again, for the first time, I think in any of our sessions, you guys are strapped as if this is a cyberpunk game. This is almost like Cyberpunk 2020. You guys are all packing heat. This is not Manchester. In fact, maybe only one or two of your characters is enjoying this. Even everybody else is kind of like, this is weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm like,
Yeah, you probably abused it before. Nice. All right, so we'll come back in 10, and then we'll pick it up right from there and get right into the action.
Cool.
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 All right, nice.
Good.
We'll see everybody then.
Mm-hmm.
redacted. That means you lost it, right?
Kind of thing, and on both sides, whether you come in and going. So if you're trying to stay quiet,
I believe the proper sound is Banff.
Bam, good call, Nightcrawler.
And then flip when you
Absolutely.
leave.
Not to be a pessimist, but I don't see any way that the five of us are going to have any chance against 15 well-armed guards.
Depends on how many you see at a time.
Let's assume we may see all of them at once. Worst case scenario planning and all that.
Well, then
Well,
you play with your hat. Give me your gun, because I definitely don't trust you with the gun. And then
We have a-
I
you
think
already have
we got plenty of
goggles.
bullets to go around. Yeah.
Angel and I could probably sneak in. and
Actually,
take you out.
Josiah would reach into his side, into his suit, and just pull out the gun like a disgusting, just like, obviously this is not for me.
Yeah.
Sort of,
Angel will eagerly scoop that. Yeah.
Excellent.
just
Excellent.
not my
It's
style.
best
Nope.
not you have this. Yeah.
Actually, if you want mine too,
I'll take it.
yeah,
I'll
I'm-
take
I,
it.
I
I
love
got
the
a higher
fact
chance of harming myself than anyone else with this thing.
this is realistic. Like, this is exactly what it should be, isn't it? Like, like in real life, I should not be around those. You know, I'm not comfortable. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Just before we do anything rash,
So now the two shadow Rubble Man Shads have
about
two each. No, this seems appropriate.
just to take a beat, group. What exactly do we know about these mercenaries sitting in this warehouse? We don't seem to know their mission. We
They've
don't know
got tons
exactly,
of technology that can mess us up without a second thought.
but we don't know anything
We don't.
beyond them. We just know they're dangerous. We don't know who they are, why they are, what they're doing.
We
Well,
barely
we could
know
go
our own
back
mission.
and ask the tongueless wonder.
On this one that was helpless. I'm just wondering, and what do we expect to find in this warehouse? What are we looking for other than investigation? Like, why are we here?
We're stealing tech.
Oh, is that it? We just want some technology we could probably buy with enough resources.
Well, we could just wipe them out and take everything and be done with them.
There's 5 of us. There's at minimal 15 of them. You really think we have a chance of?
I did suggest talking to them.
Well, let's say
I'm
we're talking
wondering if we
about-
shouldn't, maybe some of these robo-crusties gathered up front, if we can foment a little riot with them outside, make the security guys come out,
So we're
whittle
going
off
to
a little bit, you know?
tongueless prisoners who give us no information.
Oh, just to get them out of the way.
Gave us plenty of information.
Okay, we get
Just
them out of
only
the
asked
way.
one question.
Yeah, we get them out of the way. Out of the way to what? That's what I'm struggling to understand here. I do not understand the purpose of this visit or what is in that warehouse that we want.
You should have asked this back at the warehouse.
Yeah, you should have.
yeah.
Our mission is to get our organization that is paying us a lot of money. At least I'm charging a lot of money. I don't know about you. We are supposed to make sure that they get the tech that gets us paid. Last I checked, you enjoyed getting paid.
I do. I also enjoy staying alive, and of the two, I prefer the alive.
Well, it's not a one or the other kind of situation. If you're competent, I'm just
15 against 5 seems like a one or the other situation. Not to denigrate anyone here's skills. I'm sure you're excellent warriors. I just know I am not.
Angel's just going to be like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's no problem.
Plus,
It's not much of plan is plan.
see, you start out with the silent ones, and that's what knives are for.
So this will be a stealth mission then.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta be stealthy.
Yeah.
And you two get to
All
arrange
right,
parking.
so the fly stays outside and distracts the guards.
Yeah, can we use the fly as a like annoying little robot in like an old video games? Because that was loud.
Yeah, it's too bad the gnat Betty, the new blurfly doesn't have any sonic warfare, but yeah.
No, but she can sure piss him off if I wanted to.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Buzz,
Yeah, she can just bonk him on the head.
hey
Yeah.
Buzz, can you go? Look at me, I'm dancing.
You mean like right now?
Yeah.
Well, maybe when we try to lure them out, but I'm curious how your performance is going to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so can you have your Sheila, not Sheila, Betty,
Betty. No,
like do
it's too
surveillance
soon.
while we're talking?
Too soon.
Poor blurfly. Yeah.
Star cares, but Winter doesn't.
Right.
Do we see, Alex, do we see anyone like looking? We're able to see the warehouse. Do we see guards roaming around the front?
No one outside. And again, the only people that are in the area that isn't just like a car passing by is this shady looking, tattooed dude, who knows how old he is, but definitely has problems. And then the kids on the other side of the block, I say kids, they're probably, teenagers in early 20s, the train spotting gang, doing their feather thing. So lads of Liverpool sounds like do the same kind of junk that the Ginnel rats of Manchester do.
No, I say we shake down the crusty dude for information then. But yeah.
I more than agree. While the rest of you are planning your certain doom, I'm going to go talk to this relatively shady-looking gentleman in the corner and see what he might be able to tell us about the area. Does anyone object to this? It doesn't matter.
I wonder if he's the outside sentry.
Excuse me, sir? Yes,
deep
sir?
cover.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Like Josiah is now striding towards this guy.
nice. And all you can hear is, goodies. Oh, this is the best feather I've ever had, isn't it? Isn't it?
It's Ringo.
Oh, isn't it?
God.
Oh,
Well,
I had a feather that was so raw, something. Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it?
honestly, the education system in this part of the country.
He sticks his tongue through the big space in his that's open up. Maybe we can see that nice, beautiful image again. Of his teeth. At this point, you can see are just rotting the hell out. Maybe he's into the solace, the spook cola, something, or he's in bad shape. But he's definitely a featherhead.
That's a
Knowledge
good
history.
place to put a feather.
Roll exactly. That's probably to make it easier. He knocked it out. Roll a history, real world history, since you have it, to see if you can figure anything from his tattoos or anything like that.
Oh, I don't have real world history.
No, I think it's just
I got
Winter.
16.
Okay.
Plus
Certain things ring. Certain things look familiar. You know that this is old school stuff, but that's all you can kind of figure
Lip
out.
says Vurt.
That's quite clear. Yes. Yeah. So he's, all of these look homemade, of course. And at this point, he, reaches out and he lifts up his sleeves, and you can see it's just skinny, just skin and bones in his, his veins. You can see them just kind of throbbing. You can imagine what kind of junk is in his system. And he starts pointing to his cool tattoos of like, it's certainly not the Manchester symbol there, but it's a Liverpool. He's got his Vurt club, and then he's pointing at other stuff, and he starts. Oh, look at all it's on the vet when I was full. I'm on the van in it. And he's just pointing, and he has found his 5 best friends now. He is so excited, and he goes over and he's gonna give a hug to
Nope.
who doesn't want it the most. Okay, goes right to Winter because he's that clueless. He's truly that clueless to approach a
No.
Robo-Man Shad.
She is not letting him up.
And then he switches right over and goes, and he kind of goes back and and he goes over and to let's see, T-Bone the Disco Spider, and he does a little dance. He's officer.
I give him the biggest hug ever. And I lean in, I whisper into his ear, "The universe is a hologram."
Nice. He goes absolutely silent. His head kind of cocks to the side, and then he just kind of wanders off.
Well, that was more than useless. Let's see what the teenagers have to say.
Nice, and he's off, and he's gone, and he crosses, across, and you've ruined his world. You've ruined his world. Nice, and he is.
It's all a feather, man. We're living in somebody else's feather.
It hurts, but I mean,
yeah. You know what else hurts? Check your pockets. Give him a big hug. Why not give Ginnel Gary a big hug? Ginnel Gary, what did you have in your pocket? So what size?
I had an A to Z book. I had Worm. I had Vaz and Mini Maxis.
Oh, you had those. One of them is gone. You gave a hug to Ginnel Gary.
If once I notice, I can just follow him because he's kind of wandering.
Yes. Yes. It's going to be, especially in Liverpool, especially at this point, running and realizing, and the fact that he's made a couple turns since, do it. I'm going to say heroic. This is a heroic feat to figure out to be a total outsider. And
I'm trained in running and I'm trained in jumping. Can I use that?
No, this is more finding.
I'm trained in tracking. If you tell me he stole some stuff, I'll track him down.
What did he steal? Let's decide that first.
He stole everything. He stole absolutely everything.
Yeah. Okay. He stole all my stuff.
Yep.
Just a minute.
Yeah, you're gonna to be an outsider from Manchester. I'm looking at my
I'm glad I destroyed his world.
You know what? Exactly. You know what? It's the least you could have done. Seriously, he was just a happy, chuckling thief who gave you a hug and then had his world shattered. Okay, yeah. So, so you have to make the roll, and it's one roll to try and get the trail before it goes. Yeah, you can use effort.
I'm trained in following and identifying tracks, movement tasks, and real-world history. Or navigating the real world.
I think you should probably follow him, and I'll come after you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're going to do the roll, but I will give you an asset for her helping, like everybody realizing what has just happened. And that's 2 assets because you're using effort.
Yes.
Or are you? I'm not telling you.
What kind of roll is it?
This would be an intellect roll, believe it or not, because you're trying to find.
Great. I think I'm worse at. Okay.
Oh no, Disco Spider.
I don't want to interrupt the flow, but I just want to say, while this is going on, I am planning to have been doing something at the warehouse, but I don't want to try and make it look like I interjected later to try and retcon. Like I want to be doing something, but I'll talk about it.
Perfect. Got it. Thanks for doing that. Yep. Okay. So you have you dropped it 2.
Yep. Here we go. I rolled a 2.
18 or above.
I'm gonna spend 18 or above.
I shouldn't have said that, but yeah.
I'm gonna spend XP.
Yeah, it went heroic, formidable, intimidating.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
19.
Cool. You know what? Okay, let's do this.
Give me my shit back.
Yeah, exactly, brother. Okay. So here's you happen to. You tell me how you find him, and you're going to corner him in an Ginnel, a little alleyway next to. Like, what was it that gave him away in that instant? Like, how'd you track
I practically,
People probably smelled him.
him?
even though I try to come across as a ninja, I frequently do the pocket Macarena, where I
Nice.
check everything.
Yes.
So
Cool.
I'm just gonna stand in front of him as he walks up because he thought he lost me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, it really is a hologram. Now give me my fucking shit,
Yes.
because I'm not done here.
You tracked him. I'm not going to make you intimidate him. Again, he looks forlorn, but he looks a little bit even more buzzed than he was before. What did you have again that if he can eat it or drink it or ingest it in any way he did, what do you have left?
Well, actually,
Grenades.
in that case, worm. Worm he probably would have eaten it, and he would feel even worse than he already does. Or is he
No.
smart enough to figure it out?
Yeah. I think he wouldn't eat the worm. Although you wait another 30 seconds, he probably would have.
A to Z book, worm, vase, and mini maxes.
He drank the vase.
Oh.
And at this point, you can hear his tumble, or you could hear him just like this, and he throws up, and there's it's like a nightmare.
You shot him with the goggles.
Yeah, it's like a clear glycerin puke fest, which again isn't as ugly as you'd think because it's all just clear vase, but like it's all coming up, and he's handing you the stuff to try and get you away, and his hand is on the wall, and he's throwing up again. I really want to bring home the fact that Liverpool is a place of sick and bad feelings, at least compared to Manchester in this reality. So he's throwing up like this, and he's trying to apologize, but
as I'm walking away behind him, with him behind me, I turn around and I give him a small kick so that he ends up in his own sick as the British say.
And it's vase too, so he's just gonna slide around in it.
He hits, and he slides about 15 feet, and all of a sudden his hands go up. He's like, "Wee!" and he's happy again. You did him a good for you. That's all. I love the fact that Vaz has, from Jeff's books, has become so much a part of our sessions here. Again, it was in the book. So cool. Yes. So
Twitch stream brought to you by Vaz.
Yeah. We should. So Ginnel Gary is slipping and sliding down that side. What was Pete's your character's is
Buzz.
Buzz. What was his what were you doing at this time?
Looking at the image of the warehouse, it looks like there's a control panel, access panel next to the main door.
Yeah,
I was going to try and see if there was a data port to link into. I am trained in computers and hacking, and I also have a data port because I'm Robo. So I was going to try and see if I could plug in security systems, see if there's a security system to plug into, see if I can see its eyes.
Yep, this is a standard, high security plate, but you can absolutely, repair people are able to do that. You do know, though, if you're trained in computers, you have to be careful, especially these, because even taking off the panel, there's ways to avoid people for, there's shocking, there's security measures. So in other words, don't roll a 1 or.
Right. I was looking more for a data port to plug into, so it would be damage would be more cyber than physical.
Even that. Well, it could burn whatever you're putting in the port or whatever it is, but there's just kind of an inherent danger of doing it that way. But yes, you most certainly can.
Okay. I'm also going to spend a level of effort.
Okay.
When I do this.
So challenging. You spent a level, and you're also trained.
Correct.
Demanding. Okay. So there you go. You feel it's a demanding task even after all that.
Okay.
Demanding is
rolled an 18.
Oh, no. Okay. Yes. It blinks on, the little screen blinks on, and
At
it's
this point, I'm not looking to do anything.
to open it, right?
Look. Yeah.
Exactly. It blinks on, and then you can see a couple prompts, to open, to check system, some of the basic stuff. But you're in as a repair person would be, and if you want to do something with it, you now can, kind of thing.
Okay.
Like open or whatever.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can access any of the cameras, the internal cameras inside the warehouse through this panel, and get a lay of the land, see what we're up against.
Okay. Yes, that'd be another roll. Now that you're in, though, you can do that. Absolutely. Same thing. Intimidating. Sorry, wait. Formidable. No, wait. No, it was challenging. Yes. Okay, so challenging. You're trained, so I'll still give it to you. Now down to difficult. You want to use any effort for that?
Yeah, I'm going to use effort again.
Okay, so now it's, again, another demanding task.
Okay.
9 or above.
Oh, rolled a 1.
Oh.
Well, that port is fried, first of all. Second thing is you hear a
fly, damn it!
And it goes dead. That's it. No smoke, no klaxons, no sirens, no explosions. It's dead. And you, knowing in computers, knows that you're not getting through this panel anymore. It's done. And so is your port.
Right.
Well,
my access is dead, but that means somebody from inside is going to have to come out to repair this.
Truth. Absolutely true. Now, I'm guessing you guys are wandering back into the same vicinity, the full group here.
Josiah would have been headed over to the van full of featherheads.
Okay, perfect. So everybody at this point, again, each of them were a block in each direction, so it's all within visual there. Okay, the featherheads at this point, maybe we can see them again. These wonderful, perfect examples of youth in Liverpool. Poor things. There we go. They are, yes. At this point, they are all of them are out, 100% out. Drooling. You can see them kind of lolling their heads. One of them, who was laying down there, she kind of jumps, then she kind of jumps again, and you see another one kind of jump, and then they kind of raise their hands as if, maybe they're either on a roller coaster or giving each other high fives, or something cool is happening in their heads, but it looks like a mess. One of them, is, almost certainly, trying to be the leader of the group, and you can see is jumping even more than the others, and he kind of goes and he rolls out onto the ground and hits the ground, and he's in the puddle, and it's raining on him, and he's still kind of flopping like a half-dead fish. And that's what you guys look like when you take Vurt feathers, so understand that. Okay. How much you think about that?
Badass. That's what we look
in your heads. They are absolutely flying right now. They are at the top of the Vurt world, the pinnacle of everything, but in the real world they're just sloppy.
Blix was way cooler than that.
Are any of you awake? Hello, children? Anyone? Yes, anyone? Hello.
Is the feather still there?
It
should be near somebody's mouth, I assume.
Yeah, one of them, that guy actually, he still has it in his hand. It's cream feather. It's been gone. It's more than 60 seconds, so there's nothing left. But he's holding it. There, you can see there's no marking on it or whatever. They're doing unmarked, like bargain bin, like a grab bag kind of the worst of the worst bathtub.
Makes me miss Manchester, where the homeless people were far more useful.
Check their van to see if they've got any more.
Yes. Okie dokie. Roll for just to roll
kind of
for it. No, I think you can either do it Dex or Intellect, depending on how, and just for fun, and it'll be for the group. Either Intellect or Dex, depending on whether it's all about how quickly you look through everything, or about how good your strategy is for where probably stuff is hidden. Up to you, your approach.
I will. I'll do intellect.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be smart about looking around them and under them, and I mean they're not gonna feel me if I move them. I mean,
No,
they're out of it.
they're out of it.
I know how feathers work.
You recognize this. Your other characters have been there.
Yeah, at least we were smart enough not to do it in public.
Yeah, not in an open
I'm just
van.
gonna lie
At least
here in an
lock
open
your
van. You
Yeah,
just lock yourself in the bathroom in a one piece.
Mm-hmm. And who knows what? I mean, obviously it was an immersive feather of some sort, but it could have been a blue, could have been a black, could have been a yellow. Probably not a yellow. They couldn't afford that.
I
But
found nothing. I got
no,
3.
nope, you didn't. But you do. I'll say this. You do see that the keys are in the ignition. This is an old car where they actually had the ignition, and this is an old this is a 70-year-old car at this point. But yeah, this has probably had tie-dye painted over, camo painted over tie-dye, painted over a wizard, painted over, murder black. This is this is old school ugly van, but
Well,
it's
if we
there.
want local wheels, we can stack these kids.
There it is. Yes, the rain at this point is lightening up a little bit. It's maybe the storm is passing, which isn't great news because the smell of the industrial smell and the still water, in other spots, it's starting to stink bad again. Liverpool. I don't really hate Liverpool in real life, by the way. I've got nothing against it, but
yes. What's wrong with the Scouts?
yeah,
the real life one is much different than the game one.
yeah, same with Manchester, like center of the universe. Yeah. I mean, nothing against. Okay, so perfect. You do have that. You again, there's no one else that you notice in the area. Yeah, that's
lacking any real world information. I suggest a parlay between this and these gentlemen. A full-on frontal assault just seems like suicide.
All right. Well, I'm going to start taking these kids out of the van just in case we need to get away.
Nice.
I'll just stack them on the sidewalk.
I also believe that a solo person walking in would be far less intimidating than an entire group of mercenaries attempting some type of coup.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Vocal of the 5 of us. I volunteer to go in.
You say coup, and Zemane, the Robo Dogman, goes. Coup means asshole in Portuguese, just so you know. Really. So
yes. It would be a stupid idea, wouldn't it, Zemane? Yes, it would be bad.
Hey, mano, hey. Yeah, he likes you now. He's like, okay, I get it. At first, I didn't get the whole shadow mutton chop thing, but now I'm digging this. Okay, you got a buddy in him now. He thinks you're.
Forgot that he was here, man.
Josiah's gonna walk.
Oh wait, we've been saying 5 against 15. It's 6 against 15 if he doesn't.
I was gonna say, as long as they don't pull out the green goggles.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Oh, that reminds me. And Josiah's gonna give his green goggles to Buzz, because probably best I not be carrying anything dangerous when I go in, right?
You might want to show them how they work.
Yes, you put them on and then touch buttons.
Yes, yeah, there it is. And of course, you still probably shaking off the smell of burnt ozone or whatever it is that just shocked you out of that. You're like, okay, you can figure it out. Perfect. You have rolled the teenagers and the young lads and lasses of Liverpool out onto the wet sidewalk. They're still flopping like fish, half smiling. It's sad. It's really sad.
Oh, well, can I find a tarp in the back of the van so that I can cover them up?
Yeah, you find a tarp that is so dirty that you feel it's better not to cover them with anything. Better that they actually wash themselves clean in what's left of the rain than put that tarp. You took a black light to that tarp, it would be it would be
I'll
the
cover
Vurt.
them anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Then the
Cool.
tarp will be cleaner.
Even better. Look at you. So they're doing their thing. They're happy. They're fine. The van there is open. You know, it smells terrible, but so does outside. And yeah, it's a stash van. That's what the kids all call stash vans. Yeah, that's where you're at. You've got
So
it.
Josiah's going to go to the gate.
Okay.
He's going to notice the I guess he's going to look for, is there like an intercom system or anything that he can?
There would be. There most certainly would be if it wasn't zapped into oblivion. Yeah.
Press the button and be like, hey, oh, really,
It's the thing
Buzz?
with the small electrical fire that Buzz was just playing with.
Smoking a little.
Yeah.
Hello,
wait.
people inside of the warehouse. Hello.
You know what? There it is. You guys ready? Okay.
Sorry,
I'm
Alex.
pretty close to quitting
Alex,
this organization. Just so you know.
I have one quick thing I want to ask about.
Sure.
Is there like a loose brick or something like that around?
You guys
Too
are
late
so
to hit him.
You guys have 38s and you're looking for loose bricks. Yes.
Oh, no. I'm thinking plan B to get through the door. We have a stash van with the keys in the ignition. We just aim at that direction, stick a brick on the pedal, and just let it.
Dig it.
Just so,
Yes.
so Alex, just to be clear, Josiah went up to this gate by himself. There's
Right.
no,
Correct.
everyone else is okay.
And you guys are
Whatever
just
happens is happening to me.
correct. You guys are just close enough to, if shit went down, you're as close as you can be without being seen. Unless anybody wants to do something
smoking
else.
up so that I genuinely cannot be seen.
Okay, so you have to activate that with, right? If you're using shadow smoke, or is you just this is just kind of the
show
general.
shadow. Well, it's one might and I have an edge.
Okay,
So
cool.
it's free for me.
Okay, cool. Very cool. So yes, and again, the rain is letting up, still drizzling, but and so it's getting a little bit lighter. You're fine. Okay, you go up to the door. You've yelled out. You actually just barely hear the sounds of someone walking up closer, and then tapping them. What? Someone's pissed off that the door isn't opening up, and then you can hear, "Oi, it's broken! Oi, who's that? Who's that outside?
Damn,
What do you want?"
check.
Pardon, sir, gentlemen. Yes. Now,
Talking through a broken door.
through the broken door. Like, I'm not sure if there's a way on that side to open it, but on this side, there's no handle.
What you want? Do you break at the door?
What? I have no idea who broke your door, sir. I'm simply trying to meet. Do you have a manager, some type of gentleman, superior?
No soliciting. And get.
Soliciting, sir. I am not soliciting. I represent an interested party who could make you quite wealthy if you just give me a moment of your time.
Nah. Oh, nah. And then you can hear, kind of mumbling back and forth. And then the only thing you kind of overhear is what religious nut or, or cult member or, Vaz.
Do I have,
Vaz salesman?
I would know. Josiah would probably know the name of a large corporation who he could name drop here to try to command respect.
Yep. What type of what type? What industry?
Technology.
Military contracting.
Okay, because we have an entire section of that.
Yeah, I know. I was just looking it up. I was like, oh, okay, I need to figure.
But
out
if you tell me, I can. So military contracting kind of thing.
Military, someone that I would have worked with in the past, who no one would be shocked that they were interested. This is, Silicon Valley. I'm saying Amazon wants to buy you.
Gotcha. Okay. Carly works. No, never mind.
I represent the Carly organization. I've been brought here special envoy. I can assure you I have authorization to negotiate on their behalf, but I will need to speak with the superior, sir.
All right.
An identity?
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, you're going to have to really come across. And Carly is the Manchester International Airport Private Security Corporation. It's mostly robo dogs, but they kind of run that whole thing. But it's a security that, they're always trying to look for more places. It's private, so they're always trying to find more places to offer security. So that would make sense, at least. Okay, so roll for it.
I'm gonna put so I've got spin identity, and then I'm trained in persuasion, and I'm gonna spend effort.
Okay.
So
difficult still. 12.
A 16.
Okay. Okay. Or he says, "I'm gonna get. Come around the back. Come around the back. This isn't working. Come around the back."
I'm assuming this is the front, and the back would be the opposite side. Then I'll see you over there, sir. And
they laugh. They laugh. They make a whole bunch of anti-Manchester digs at, Oops, hold on just a sec. One sec. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Actually, I got. Hold on. Discuss amongst each selves for 1 sec. Someone at the door. What the strategy is for once this door opens in the back. He's asking you to go around the back, basically.
Okay.
So I'm going to go around. I'm going to go in front. I'm going to go near the car where the rest of the group is, guys. And I'm assuming I will fill you in that, like, okay, well, we have a door opening. Options are I can walk inside of it by myself and we all hope for the best, or, there's always violence.
Are we all sticking PDFs in our mouth while we're doing this, or because otherwise we have no way to talk to each other?
Well, I walked over by you.
Okay.
So like I'm standing because I've got to go around back, so I'm moving by the van.
Well, some of you guys can do it over the shadow, can't you?
Only I think Winter's the only one that has shadow telepathy.
I have it too.
I didn't grab it. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I don't have that skill, but we could do some type of channel. If someone would like to, speak with me directly, I'm sure that would work. At least, if nothing else, you can hear me, Di.
Oh, in that case, I'm in. Here, I'll tap in. That way, I'll know when to drive this van through the front door.
Yes, a distraction right before I get shot would be
Stop this van, and you're already destroying it.
We've got Mutcliffe's car. We've got cars all over the place here.
We don't even have the title, so really, it's none of our problems.
I'm glad you guys had that strategy session. Yeah.
So yeah. The general gist here is, I believe that Angel will be speaking with me through my mind place, through the brain, yes, and we'll be keeping tabs like a while I walk in solo, and should something happen, my safe word will be banana pudding.
That's good. That's perfect.
What's a banana?
Don't you worry about it. It's for more refined palate than I think you might possess. So Josiah is going to go around back and with the door, him and Angel are shadow telepathy.
Yep.
Shadow faxing.
Shadow faxing.
Nice.
It was the meaning of haste.
And then
I'll take credit for that in the next publication.
Meanwhile, you guys should be getting the van ready to drive through a gate.
Awesome. Good. Okay. So the map. All right. We are ready for this. So around, they're expecting around the other side is a door. There's a little, pathway up to it. There's trash on either side. This is the back area where, where they put the dumpsters and things like that. What it is it's a regular door, as you guys can see from the map, or you guys know from the map. It's smaller. It does not have. It's an old school locked iron door that has no technology for it. So remind me again. You're walking around there.
Yep.
Just you? Okay.
Just me by myself.
Perfect. Okay. The door is open, and you can see there's two guys there. Both of them probably pure human, although one of them, his skin kind of has a sheen to it, so maybe he's part robo something.
Stick with Vaz.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, not yet. knowing you guys, yeah, there it is.
I'm gonna
Or that.
follow him. I'm gonna follow Josiah, but kind of hang out.
Okay,
around
you'll have
the
to
corner.
roll.
So I'm kind of.
I don't.
Not in
I would.
sight,
I'm going to be
around the
waving her
corner.
off the whole time that she's doing that. Like no.
So
I'm falling far
No.
enough behind you that
To-
that I'm not actually going to go around the corner, but just
You're-
that I can
like you can get there if
get
you have.
there.
Got it. Okay, that's cool. Then do you have to
Everybody
roll?
else is going to come in the one end, and
True.
I'll be there to back him up on that end if we need to.
Right on. Perfect. Okay, so
I'm actually gonna.
We'll put his
Sorry,
hand
I was gonna
up.
talk about looking up top and see if maybe there's a way to get in through a vent on the ceiling.
yes, you can certainly. Yeah, you can fly. Shit, sure. Why not? You can get yourself up to a one-story building that you kind of have to grab on from time to time. You don't
I'll
just
throw
fly
you.
straight up. Yeah, don't throw the dwarf. So yes, you can get to the top and look around. Again, it would be a roll. There are vents and things, but to actually find a good way in, you'd have to do some type of searching of some sort on the roof there to just kind
Okay,
of get
I'm not really trained in any of
Yeah,
that, but I will just.
roof
make a roll.
searching. You don't have roof searching?
I rolled a 20 though.
I would like
Yeah,
that.
you did.
I feel like our roles are defeating Alex's goals here.
No, augmenting, my friend. Okay, you realize that there's a big, what are they called? Skylight. And there's no lock. There should be a lock, but there's a big skylight. You can see down there, and you can actually see what is happening. With the 20, you can see where everybody is in this map.
Okay, I'm gonna post up there and get ready to frame warp through the skylight if need be, or fire through it or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, with the 20, I can't. There's nothing. Now you can see into the main section. Now, if we see that map again, if we could do that, you can't, of course, see into anything on the lower level. And that room that's kind of white, as you can see, it has like white walls and has a northern entrance and stuff like that. That is, you can't see, the skylight doesn't go into that. There's no opening to the roof. Also, the other closed in sections to the left there, you also can't see in, but you can see a lay of the land and everything else. There are 5, just 5 other people inside as well. I should mention they're all in camos, if I didn't before. We figure they're all in camos, matching camos, which is their
Camo surprise.
5 more. And here's what they are doing. The first, there's a group of 2 in this first room, again, which is right near the first room. The first room towards the front. If you had been able to go into the entrance, it would have been that first room. There are 2 people, sorry, 3 of the paramilitary soldiers here. And you can see them kind of arguing like this, and probably about a Vurt ball game. It doesn't look too heated as far as them, being offended. And you can see that one of them at one point pulls out this weird looking like little pistol thing, and the others like back off like this, and then he puts it back, and then maybe they're apologizing or whatever. So that's what's happening with those 3. There's another 2 in the second part there, and they are they look bored out of their mind. One of them sitting there looking down. One of them is looking over a randomino over and over. So they're certainly not on high alert. And the 2 by the door seem to be, they're all carrying what they're carrying, but that's what you see with the 20. Awesome.
Okay, so Josiah will stride up to them and sort of hands up. Gentlemen, in the interest of parley, I must say that I'm going to reach into my jacket. I don't want you to be concerned. I just want you to let you know that I do, in my coat, have a single shot of a .22 caliber. I'm happy to. Now watch. I'm harming no one.
Their hands go in as your hands go in.
He very slowly, he's going to reach in. He's going to pull he's going to literally like dangle his antique .22 over. It's not got his anywhere near the trigger. I'm going to put this on the ground. I also have, and again, very slowly here, he'll reach in, he's going to pull out 2 business cards.
Nice.
My credentials, sir.
Yes.
You can judge for yourself which weapon is more dangerous.
Yes. Now your business cards. I know you have spin identity, but
I have spin identity, and because of that, on the cards when I put them together, I said that it's like his Josiah's name, like Epic Consultant. It also has just a strip of logos, like a bottom of a NASCAR of all the corporations.
Excellent.
The Carly Corporation is in that logo set.
Great. Perfect. Okay. Yes. So it happens to be. They both look at it again. One of them's holding this weird, like you haven't seen this before. It doesn't, like the end of it doesn't look like a barrel. There's no like hole or singular thing. It looks almost like you haven't seen it before, but it looks like a pistol from the outside. And he puts it back in. The other one's still holding it, looking at you, and then looking back at the card, and looking up and back. The other one, they kind of say, all right, you got an appointment.
No, unfortunately, I do not have an appointment. This was a bit spur of the moment. I was in the area and had heard word of a group that the Carly Corporation should talk to. Now, obviously, I apologize. I should have called ahead, but I couldn't find a phone number for you. So I thought it'd be best just to pop on by.
Well, I'm going to have to make a call, and he says, and he takes out his blue feather here and puts it in, and the other one holds up his hand and says, you wait here.
Oh, of course. Happy to.
Yeah, they look at, and then he also reaches down and slides your gun closer to him.
Sir, I'm happy to have you have that in possession. I will be needing that back when I leave. That is a family heirloom, and I would prefer that you not keep it.
Yeah.
I get your desire to have it in your possession. I have no quarrel with that, but I will be asking for it back.
He kind of nods. He nods, and he leaves it on the ground there, but it's out of your reach at least.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now the guy on the blue feather, the PDF, trying to go back, and you can hear him say, Carly, dogs at the gate, Cerebus, all the different code names that you guys, or code names. That's what Carly is also known as. These different things, and so you could he's really trying to figure it out. With spin identity, I'm going to say that you have him so convinced that you can hear him arguing. He's arguing on the fact that, no, you are legit. That's what you can hear back and forth. Now, at this point, you're going to have to...
I would say if I'm hearing him arguing, I'm going to start name dropping every person I've ever talked to at the Carly Corporation. Now, of course, if you need references, you can talk to Jeffrey and Josiah just starts rattling off name after name after name. This is the con, flood the field.
You see, as you're doing that, the other guy goes around. He's got his blue feather, lucid blue, and he's pacing as people do when they're on their feather, and he's out of sight. He kind of goes out of sight to figure this out. He doesn't want to give the business, and the other guy says, stay here, and he's waiting there with you. He's got his weird pistol.
Liverpool long, sir? Children, family?
He says, I don't talk to Manx.
Understood. Manx are some of the worst people. I completely agree with you there.
He chuckles, and at this point you can see that all of his teeth are like fake gold, and they're like, it's turning green at the top because it's fake gold. So it just looks like he has really dirty ass. Anyway, so that's his style with his camos. From the top, what Buzz sees at this point, guy in the feather, because you have a 20 here, you can see everything, and this is perfect timing too. You can see the guy there. He's shaking his head. And he takes out the feather, and he goes to the next room down south, which has the 2 bored out of their mind paramilitary guys, and he smacks one of them on the shoulder, and he's talking to him like this, explaining something like this. And the other guy, they're looking at each other. Another one takes out a blue feather. They're trying to figure something out for whatever reason. It's possible that these 2 bored out of their mind people are higher ranking or something. this guy went to them for guidance, and they're upset now. That's what you see from the top. You can't hear anything.
Preparing
Now,
green goggles.
yes. Excellent. You're gonna need them. Oh my gosh. That's right. Okay, good. So at this point, again,
In my brain, I'm just telling
yes.
Angle, just hold. hold.
The itchy trigger finger.
I don't know. I think if I try, I can get in through front door into middle room.
No, hold.
Yes.
Remember
Now, okay. They're again exchanging information. The guy in the front there. So there are 3 in the north room, or the front room actually, that haven't been talked to yet. That were arguing. There are the 2 bored out of their mind now talking to the guy who was in the front. So there's 3 in the next room, and then there's the other guy at the front, and these are guys and gals as well. The other paramilitary soldier at the front, who is telling you to hold, and so that's it. There's not 15 that you can see from the top. There's 7.
Okay.
So, but from where you can see. Anyway, that is that. This is the point where there is you can see from the top, I'll give you this since you have that 20. You can see from the top that the guy who came in earlier, and then the 2 bored out of their mind, who are now no longer bored out of their minds, are each taking out their gun like this. They're putting away their blue feathers, and they're quick walking it, the 5 meters to the front. The call, something got cleared up, and it doesn't look like it's going to go well for Josiah, but you can see it ahead of time. So that's that.
Josiah doesn't see this, so I will let the group react.
Nope, neither does the guy in front of you like this who doesn't want to talk to Manx. Yes, they're going there.
I'm gonna call Betty to me and whisper, tell her, and give her a quick phrase, like, on your guard.
Does she have audio?
I don't know. She's blurb. I don't know if that's.
I don't think so. Yeah, it's a separate thing. So if you built her for like reconnaissance, that'd be a separate module to, at least if you're building it yourself, kind of thing. You can have it zip around and do stuff, or you can say that it was built to do that instead of. No, you stuck with it. That's right.
Yeah. I just had a simple one. Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Betty is right next to you.
Right, but she's got no way to transfer information to anybody else, so no problem.
Other than like zipping around and
PDA though,
pulling people's hair and shit, which you can do if you want. I mean, you want to go, Tinkerbell's mode of communication. Remember, it's a blurfly. It can do what it can. So, yes. Now, where is everybody right now? Obviously, I know that Winter, you were close to this backdoor area here, where they were. The one guy is waiting, keeping Josiah outside, and Josiah looks like he's about ready to go in. Maybe it's looking good from where you're at. But you have show shadow over. Where's and then Buzz is on top, and Betty's next to you. The other 2 here, Angle and T-Bone the Disco Spider, where are you guys?
I think I'm still out by the front door where the van's at.
Got it.
I think
you guys were gonna drive the van into the front gate.
Oh yeah, right? I'm waiting for any excuse to do that. Yeah.
Yep. Got it. Yep.
With you or without you?
I'll toss a brick on it, name it.
Nice. Okay. All right. And T-Bone?
I'm with him.
Got it. Perfect. So here is the point where roll for initiative. The guns draw out. The guy who was saying hold in the front turns around like this, sees 3 people in camos like him walking towards him with their guns drawn. He puts his finger down. He pulls his gun up and he pulls back. And he says, "Explain yourself." And the other 3.
I thought I had.
Okay. And we are at, wow, this is 4 of them at you. And
Told me
they
not to
are,
king with.
I enjoyed playing this character.
well, again, these are weird guns. It doesn't look like, again, they look weird. That's all I have to say at this point, but yes.
Okay, Josiah got an 11 for his initiative.
Okay. And have everybody roll, even though where you can get to in what
Banana
time.
pudding, banana pudding, banana pudding.
Yes.
I rolled a 2, though I am trained in initiative, so I don't know what that means.
That means you get a +3 to your initiative.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm +5.
5. Okay.
So
Cool.
five.
I've got a 17 and I'm trained in initiative.
Okay. Okay.
18.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
12.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm 17 and untrained in initiative, so just 17.
Okay. Untrained?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just,
so I see-
just,
I
just
see.
17. I thought I
Yes,
was
not-
trained and got the bonus.
yes.
Dope.
Okay, and these guys are. Got it. Okay. Carpet cleaner. Got it. Okay. They have their guns out, and Josiah got a, what was your
11.
order? Okay, so the first one, they go as a group. The first one lets go or clicks on the trigger. Maybe he was supposed to wait and he couldn't help it, but he clicks on that. So now roll to see if you can dodge something at point blank.
I'm going to spend 2 levels of initiative here.
Yeah, 2 levels of effort for, okay, it's formidable. I mean, you can't even roll out of that without using effort to begin with. I mean, that's a,
Okay, two levels of effort.
okay.
You
Do
can only
that.
do 1 level of effort at tier 1.
Well, oh, that's right. I can only do 1, so
Unless you spent
no,
XP to buy that upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
I did not. I haven't
Yeah,
spent XP
okay,
yet.
okay, yeah. Someone did. I think you did, Mike.
Yeah.
I
did.
I
Mike did.
remember.
I did not.
That's right.
But I have a lot of XP for rerolls.
Okay, you hope. And you can re-roll once on this. But yes,
There we
okay, so 18 or above?
That failed, so now I'm going to try. I'm going to spend
Here's
XP.
your 1 re-roll.
Here we go.
18 or above.
Do it.
Reset dice. 16. I'm shocked.
You can't
So,
do it.
yes, you, when this thing goes off, instead of a explosion or a bang or a pop or a silent thump or something like this, you hear what sounds like a crackle of energy. You know, it's almost like electricity. And let me see here. Prototypes. Yes. Again, you've never seen this before. What looks like tendrils reach out with these little hooks on the end, 4 of them, and they hit you in the chest and knock you back, and your body goes absolutely rigid with electricity, and your vision goes absolutely white. You take 4 points of damage. It's light damage, and you shaking this off to get up is going to be rough because they're still in you.
Right.
So it's a at this point
Banana
taser.
pudding.
Yes, at this point it's a taser. But you can also again smell burning, but it doesn't smell like you're there's some extra something happening. So that's the first one. Second one steps out and goes to search, and Char, roll to try and see if you can keep hidden.
Behind the corner. Until
Yeah.
my action.
Okay, so he's running out. The first one's running out one way. The second one's running out the other. And the other one can't get out yet. So one of them's running towards you. The other one is running to the right to see if there's other people because they can't see anybody else. They figure they need to search the area. He may not be alone. And you're going through. And that's it for them. So next is, I think, T-Bone. No. What your initiative order for you guys then?
What is it?
Angle would have been next.
Yes.
You were an 18, Rob?
Yeah.
Okay, I was a 17. So
I'm gonna let you go first because you've got the brick, and then I'll go.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the ignition, aim the van at the door, toss a brick on the gas pedal.
Love it.
Hear the
Okay.
little putt-putt engine and the squealing of bald tires.
And Buzz, you can actually see again that the three people who were fighting in that front there are turning around to look back, up two rooms over where they can hear some kind of ruckus, but they're not quite sure what's going on because they can hear, it's far enough away. That's what you see. Okay. So you have the van aiming towards the doors?
Yep.
And with the brick on it? I
Yep.
love. Cool.
Good.
Good.
I'm trained in driving tasks, so that may help for something here if I need
Okay.
it.
Let's do it.
Opposite of a driving task, but I'll go with it.
Yeah. I'll give you an asset for that roll. It's intellect, but I mean, it's
Just
gonna
gotta
happen.
jam a screwdriver in it so the wheel stays straight. Throw the brake on the pedal. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what to do when
Just don't roll a one. That's
it
all.
drive itself.
Don't roll a one, or really roll this 19 or 20, and then.
Come on, give it a 20.
Oh, let's see. I can spend a level of effort. I still have points for that.
Well, this is a 1 or 20 kind of roll, so I wouldn't spend it.
Oh,
It'll
is it? I
it'll
didn't know
still
if I had a
probably
target
happen.
number.
No, there is a target number, but
Okay.
but it's so. I mean, it's so low. It's a
The
simple.
target isn't moving anywhere. Yeah.
Yes, it's simple task 3, but just to see if you flub it or make it amazing. Second one.
3.
Simple. It counts. It's a simple task. It does do it. So, yay!
Best roll of the day.
Yes. It is racing towards it. It's going to take another 2. Let's say you're close enough. One more round before it hits the doors. Okay. Who's next? Nice. On the top, I think it's yeah.
I'm done at 5.
I'm on 12.
T-Bone was waiting to see what happened with the brick.
Yeah.
I think.
So, what happened that I could react to now?
The van is headed towards the
Just
door
chase
and we'll
it.
hit it next round. I
Just
think.
chase the van.
Okay, well then
Yeah, we have a round to get in position. So.
Yeah. I'm going to move away from you. Like, I'm going to move towards an angle that looks like I'm not from where the van was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull out the fancy gun that we got. And I'm trained with any weapon, bitches. So bring it on.
Yeah. Nice.
That's it.
Hit it. Okay. It works. All right. Next and is Chart, right? With the 12?
Yeah, I got a 12.
Yeah. Okay. What are you up to? You're still around the corner.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically peek around the corner. I'm still I should still be stealthy because it's dark and raining. I'm smoking. I've got the shadow. I'm just peeking around the corner enough to get a bead on this guy who's heading towards me with his weird taser weapon. I'm going to shoot him.
Okay.
Is he armored? Does he look armored?
You can't tell under the camo.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just.
The others were. The 2 Born to Crawl probably was. It was bulky, remember? And she certainly was armored. She had Kevlar underneath her camos. So you're expecting, if they all wear the same stuff. These guys are fitted out, by the way. This unnamed group. You guys are gonna find out very soon.
We'll call them the
camo.
The camo stashes.
Nice. So you're you shoot. So okay, and you got
going to. I guess this is the
Dex
task because it's done.
Yep. Speed. And they're cool. Yeah.
Yep. Shooting him. I'm just gonna straight up shoot him. I got a 6.
Nah. So no, it because of you coming around the corner, that's probably why. Also, your own shadow smoke, it sometimes makes it difficult for you to see even. It's smoke, so it might be part of it too. But yeah, it whizzes over his shoulder. And at this point,
I duck back around the corner for cover.
Nice.
He knows where I am now.
Yep. Next.
I think, am I at the bottom of the order?
You are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to quietly open the sunroof and position both myself and Betty inside and get the secret weapon ready.
Nice, because you're gonna need it. I'm gonna say with the 20, if you wanna take a shot. Again, it was already open. Remember, it was this.
Oh yeah.
It was
Okay. Yeah.
more than just unlocked. If you want to take a shot this time, go for it. This is not difficult. You have, it would be difficult, but now it's no longer because they have no clue to look up. Demanding. So you want to use effort?
No, I'm just going to do it straight up, but I'm going to actually wait. I've never shot this weapon before. Yes, I will use a point of effort.
Cool.
And I'm going to aim for the one there's 3 facing Josiah and nobody on the other door. Is that correct?
There's 3. Let's see if we could get the map the last time. Mike, thank you so much. In the south, the one at where the van is racing towards the doors, there's 3 people. They're looking up. They're about ready to start running, but they're not yet. There's no one in the middle room anymore of the big the room. The top room with the back door area where stuff is already happening has 1 waiting, and then 1 person with the gun with the tendril still going in, and then 2 have gone out to either side, to the left and to the right. So that's where everybody is.
I'm going to take a beat on the tendril guy with the goggles.
Got it. Wait, the tendril guy. Oh, yes, absolutely. Sure.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
What was that?
Nice.
That was me rolling a 1.
Okay.
I'm dead.
I have no XP to re-roll.
No.
I have XP.
Yeah, how nice for you. Oh my gosh. You know what? Perfect. This is perfect timing. It actually, and timing wise too, this is ideal because shit's really going to start hitting the fan. But here's what happens. Sorry, shouldn't have said that. You feel
I'm going to say shit.
Yes, exactly. Meet the Feebles here. It starts to, vibrate and it explodes. You are taking 4 points of damage anyway, Buzz, just from the actual explosion itself. However, every single person in this area, single person, including the damn kids on the sidewalk outside, gets hit by this pulse of this green through, and everybody sees green for a second, and now the worst flu of all time is making you're hotter than you've ever been, you're colder than you've ever been, it's coming up, it's going down, stuff is just a mess, and every single person in camos, or you guys and the kids outside, and even Ginnell Gary, who's kind of started to wander back, is now on the ground about ready to
pure robo or the robo Vurt?
Everybody, every single person is hit, and that's
everybody.
Yes, that's where we'll fade out for this, because, and I can promise you, with a 1
we won.
I didn't even write, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even write something for if the goggles go. I usually write like with every piece of equipment, if it gets a 1 and things blow up, or what bad happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is new shadow tech, since again it hasn't been written, so this has to blow up and affect everybody, I think. So the next fight, that when we start up next time, we're going to start up in a battle, but it's going to get, and
everybody puking their guts out.
It's going to be pretty
Woohoo!
gross. I'll make sure not to overdo it, but maybe save lunch for after the battle next time, because everybody's going to be in the same position of trying to hold it down and in as the guns are waving, and as again maybe more people are showing up. So that's where we'll end it.
So it's a good thing you got that new suit.
Yeah.
Good thing it suits green.
Yes, so the goggles exploded with a 1 and affected every single person within a 1 block radius.
Good times.
Good times. And that's it's going to be a good. So we'll start next time as the battle's starting in this very difficult situation, and it should be fun. Yeah. Cool.
Oh God.
All right, so see you guys in 2 weeks. Get the Ipecac ready. We're gonna make this happen. Oh gosh.
Right.
Liverpool is, again, I have notes to make it messy and smelly and difficult, but this is official.
And mission accomplished. Yeah.
Yeah. Just watch the dogs after the battle. They don't eat the sick.
No.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that? Oh.
Okay,
Nice.
we need to stop now.
Yes. Perfect.
Well, we've earned our adult rating or whatever.
Yeah, true. If anybody wants to drop an F-bomb or two, may as well. So, so see you guys in 2 weeks, and let's see how
I feel like
this
our
battle.
viewership is going to go down next week.
Par for the course. This is not Cyberpunk 2020. Cool. All right, guys. Catch you in 2 weeks.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Nice.
Nice.